You guys asked for it.
Let me know if that's something that would interest you if I did a video just on trying out different dehydrated recipes. I'm going to show you some of the dehydrated backpacking meals that I take when I go backcountry camping, fishing. Motorcycle camping is going to be coming up this summer, so it's spring and we need to get some meals prepped. A dehydrator is essentially a little machine that goes lower than your oven. You cook food as you normally would, and then you put it onto little sheets and dehydrate it at a very low temperature for anywhere from 6 to 12 hours. So it allows you to save money. It also lets you save weight because you're cutting out ingredients that you might not want and packing the portion that you know that you can eat. The reason I invested in one of these, it was about $80 off of Amazon. You can get a ton of different versions, higher end ones, but this one is doing the trick for what I need it for. Essentially, you have a couple options when you bring food into the backcountry on multi-day hikes and even for car camping. It gets hot in the summer, so obviously your food is not going to last in your backpack, so you can either buy expensive dehydrated meals that range anywhere from $12 to $20 and are packed with a lot of ingredients that you may not choose yourself or higher in sodium than you might want. And not to mention, it's a heavy bag, so if you don't finish that whole thing, you have to continue packing it out, and when you add water to it, it gets heavy. They are great options, but if you're relying on those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're gonna go bankrupt pretty quick. The nice thing about dehydrated meals is you put it in a baggie, it'll last months, sometimes even up to a year, depending on what you dehydrate. I'll put the list of the ingredients and directions in the description, but the first dinner we're going to be making dehydrated pad thai. It's really simple. The second meal is going to be a rice, veg, and tofu dish, and I have to multitask them and dehydrate them at the same time. For the backpackers pad thai, we're going to shred some carrots and cut some peppers up and some mushrooms. That will be our veg. And then we're gonna throw some tofu in the air fryer. Pack the rice noodles. We have our seasoning mix, some soy sauce packets, and some crushed peanuts and a little bit of lime, and that's everything. I have the tofu here and I've pressed it in between 2 paper towels or cloths, put a plate on it and put something heavy on it for an hour or so. You don't have to do that, but it gets most of the excess liquid off. I'm going to cut this in half and use 1/2 for this recipe and 1/2 for the other recipe. The most important part when dehydrating tofu is to freeze it first and thaw it fully before you cook it and then dehydrate it. If you don't, it's going to be really chewy, and when you freeze it, the air actually comes out of the tofu. I'm going to cut 1/2 into small cubes and the other half even thinner, and these are going to be more noodle size. We have our cube tofu, and I just put some garlic powder, soy sauce, and a little bit of Asian sesame dressing. You don't really have to do that. A little bit of soy sauce will probably be enough. So I'm gonna pop it in the air fryer for 20 minutes because everything goes in the air fryer for 20 minutes. I also am going to throw the tofu for the other recipe in here at the same time. About 392, that's as high as my air fryer goes for 20 minutes. While the tofu's going, I'm gonna shred some carrots. Now they're all cut exactly the same size. They don't have to be that small, but the smaller they are, the quicker they'll dehydrate. I'm gonna put the mushrooms in. You don't technically have to cook your veggies before you dehydrate them. This is the most annoying part about the dehydrator. It has a bunch of holes so that it can air your food better. I always end up dehydrating. It's not going to fit on that type of tray, so I do have to cut parchment paper up. You can substitute out the tofu with chicken, and I'm just going to spread it out evenly over this tray. The trick is to have a space between every single piece of food, especially the thicker peppers. So this is for both dinners, and I filled 2 trays with the veggies so far. A layer of tofu. Fun fact, did you know you could propagate green onion if you buy a bunch at the grocery store? You can just put the roots in water, change out the water once a week, and you'll have green onion fresh every week. So I just snipped some of that off, and I'm going to dehydrate that for a topping. This rice is for our second dish, so don't mind it for the pad thai. And we're gonna set it at about 135 Fahrenheit. I'm gonna do 8 hours, 30 minutes, and I'll flip in between. Okay, so to finish off the pad thai, we're going to have a freezer bag, put in the portion of noodles. Honestly, I hate to do it. I have to break the noodles. You don't have to dehydrate these noodles where you do rice, because rice takes a lot longer to boil and cook, whereas these noodles, you just have to bring it to a boil and let it simmer. So we're gonna put this seasoning in its own container. We have half a teaspoon of dried garlic, a 1/4 teaspoon ginger powder, 2 tablespoons brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of powdered peanut butter. And I will show you how to cook it tomorrow. For me, it's going to be tomorrow. For you, it's going to be in just a minute here. And pad thai wouldn't be pad thai without some chopped peanuts on top. Okay, so we have our chopped peanuts, our seasoning, and we're going to put that directly in this bag. And little soy sauce that you can grab just at the grocery store that come in little packs, or if you have them built up from takeout. All right, it's been about 8 hours and the rice is looking crispy. Okay, so this is what the peas look like. They're crispy and crunchy and they have no moisture left in them. This is what majority of the mushroom looks like. It's not as breakable. It does have a little bend in it still. This is majority of the pepper. It's nice and crispy. And the tofu, it shouldn't bend, it should break. So let's see. Perfect. So this was for about 9 hours. So this is our pad thai bag, and I'm gonna add the one sheet that had mushroom, peppers, and carrots. I'm gonna take this out. It's going directly in the bag. I put half the tofu with the rice and veggies, and the other half is going in the pad thai. The main ingredients in the tofu, rice, and veg is going to be the tofu that's dehydrating right now, half a cup of rice. I have to do beans on the next round, as well as corn, but it all didn't fit on in my one dehydrator. I'm going to throw the mushroom in here, about a 1/4 cup, and again, I'll put all the measurements down below. But the trick here is the seasoning and the sauce. So I do have jarred better than bouillon, but it has to be refrigerated. I could probably dehydrate this, but I'm just gonna make it with my dried seasoning. So in this powder mixture, it's only gonna be for 1 serving, so you can do it however much you like, but essentially we're gonna have some garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, a little bit of turmeric, some Italian seasoning, and then nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is something that has a cheesy flavor, and it's packed with folate, B12, niacin, fiber, so much good stuff. I'm gonna do half a teaspoon of nutritional yeast, just a pinch of pepper because again, I'm a baby, some salt, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, probably like a 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, about a 1/4 to half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of onion powder. And these spices are going to get mixed in with every ingredient, and I will make that for you tomorrow. And this is the rice, veggie, and tofu mix. It's going right in with the seasoning. Okay, so it's the next day and we're gonna try out the rice, tofu, and veg dish first. You can pour the hot boiling water directly in the Ziploc bag, but I think it's gonna burn my hand, so I'm gonna stuff it in my silicone reusable pouch. And I'm gonna pour the hot water in this and then let it sit for 10 minutes. And you just want to pour enough water so that it just covers the food. Okay, so we're gonna close this up and let that sit for 10 minutes. For the pad thai, we have to boil that in the pot for a minute and then let it sit in the pot for 10 minutes. So that's a little bit different. Nice. Oh, heck yeah, this is gonna be good. Okay, it looks questionable, but you gotta trust the process. All right, it's been a minute, so we're going to turn the stove off. No free feet pics. Okay, okay. It's soup. All right, let's let that sit for 10 minutes. This is what it's looking like. Let's get the spoon action in there. We forgot fork, and then we need the peanuts on top. I was gonna go no chili flakes, but I'll be a trooper. The pad thai is for 2 and the rice is probably just for 1. And then the peanuts, which is the best part. Oh, heck yeah. Typically, you would put coconut oil in here. You'd bring that on the side in a little pack. I'm not a big coconut person, and you can also put dehydrated eggs in here. I did the tofu instead. Oh my gosh.
Spicy?
I was just transported to Bangkok.
Mmm.
Yes!
That is really good. I've never had homemade pad thai before.
Oh, really?
So this is the best.
The tofu's good. It tastes like salty chicken. Now we're gonna try the rice and veggies, a Ziploc bag, and it's not that hot to hold. So I need our 1 fork. It's good. I would eat this. You're definitely gonna like the pad thai better. There's tofu, mushroom, peas, beans, peppers, carrots. Oh yeah, that's a good spoonful.
I would happily have either of these in the backcountry.
If you had hot sauce and wraps,
yeah,
this could be good on a wrap. Okay, so now that we are clean, we're gonna move on. Now let's talk snacks. My favorite is dehydrated mango by far. If you dehydrate it yourself, you're probably going to save money if you can get them on sale. These mangoes were just about to go bad, but I froze them and then I'll thaw them the day before. Put them in a blender, spread them out over parchment paper, and dehydrate them overnight for about 8 hours, and it is the tastiest fruit leather. You can do this with pretty much any fruit, anything that you have going bad in your fridge. Throw it in the blender. You can even mix them, strawberry and banana, that would be so good. Just to show you how easy it is, you could buy store-bought chili, throw it on a parchment paper, put it in there for about 130 Fahrenheit overnight for 8 hours, and it comes out. I tried to do broccoli, beans, and a pasta. That turned out great. Again, I usually always do everything for like 130, 8 hours to 10 hours, whenever it comes out crispy. In the comments, let me know what your favorite meal is, and I'll try to dehydrate it and post about it in my Instagram story. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you try them out, and that's all. See you in the next one. Bye!